talking about us. No way.
Well,
Hi. I was about to light this up.
This is
Mike.
This is Ken.
And this is Rich.
And this is Manwich Power Hour.
Plus.
Guys. Plus hour, guys. See, that's what happens when you smoke.
All right, now talk all that crap to me, you two. No.
Yeah, you bastard.
I got witnesses.
Wrap it around you.
I got witnesses.
Do it again. I saw it.
I know what I'm going to have to do.
I'm recording everything that you're doing.
I'm so fucked up right now. I don't even know what to say.
We'll talk about that U.S. economy stuff you were talking about.
Oh, that about the UFO that dropped all those things off?
I seen a UFO.
Hey, yeah, I tell you. And that's real. That's real fucking shit, man. They're gonna fuck us up with that fucking money shit. Oh. They go with that social credit.
Yeah.
Government control. You're complete. Everything government. You know, where you spent the fucking penny, they'll know. Do you know exactly where it went? You know, that sucks, man. It pisses me off. And another thing that pisses me off.
What?
Putting that blankety blank on the can of Budweiser.
Oh, yeah.
That she-he.
Oh, it's something.
The he-she. That's a he-she. That's not a she-he.
I guess if we get another strike.
Well, anyway, they put that in there. They put that on that can.
Yeah.
That was wrong. I don't care anyway. Really, I really don't care. Because I don't drink.
Sometimes you try something new, man. It just doesn't go out well.
But the ones that do drink it and do have it, they enjoy drinking that Budweiser piss.
Yeah.
And they enjoyed that shit. Well, now they don't even want nothing to do with it.
Well, yeah, they lost $4 billion.
Yeah, and then you get back to our American dollar. China, Saudi Arabia.
Ew.
Pictures.
They're all ganging up on the United States to try and break the dollar. That's what's causing us to go to social credit.
Well, the way I understood it is the reason that that's happening is because of the sanctions. Because of America sanctioning Russia, that it sought an alternative, and the alternative being to form their own currency trades with other nations outside of using the U.S. dollar.
Saudi Arabia, Argentina, or not Argentina, but the other place we're having problems. I know there's like 5 of them out there right now.
Sure is.
That they're changing their dollars.
American dollars.
Now they're deciding which one they're going to go with to accept. They might not even accept the American dollar. You might not even accept it. But if you do accept it, maybe we got to give them, $200 to one.
Say hello to the new fancy necklaces and bracelets.
That's why Biden's spending all that fucking money.
Well, what do you mean by necklaces and bracelets? Because I'm kind of distracted.
That other country, whatever. What country was it where they had all the money all over the streets? It was blowing around and people were kids were making like necklaces.
I think it's Venezuela?
I think that's what it is.
Oh, dude, that's horrible, dude.
Yeah, they were folding the money up and doing all that, making bracelets and necklaces.
It's going to be bad. It's going to get bad. Especially when the government, say you want to go on a vacation.
That's going to be American dollar.
You can't go on a vacation. You got to sign an application to go, say I want to go to Arizona. I got to fill a fucking application out and send it into the government to get it okay to go. They can say, nope, can't go. You ain't got no social credit there. You're fucked. You can't even walk there because somebody catch you walking into a different state and not paying. Well, you're going to be in trouble.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's
There's
real.
People voting and saying, they want you to go that way.
Why do you think they're stopping all these little fucking main little roads that used to cut off, like from Milwaukee and that, it cut off into Iowa, little side road, you could go into Iowa, or you go across the big bridge into Iowa. They stopped all them small roads. You can't cross them no more. Just the main route. They're going to put stations up on them fuckers, and they're going to make you pay to go through their fucking state. Make you pay road tax on theirs.
Road tax.
And that's what's going to happen. That's really going to happen.
Woo, baby. Almost fell down.
You watch, man.
I did watch. I seen it right now.
Well.
In the food industry.
Yummy.
You say there's too many people on the planet. So the food supply could run out Let's
man,
get this virus out there and get a lot of them people out of the way.
Shit, they'll just inoculate you by putting that into the food.
They're not telling us the truth. Even when you can see it on TV and you see these senators going at it with each other, Republican, Democrat, it ain't doing jack shit. That ain't nothing. In the end, you don't hear nothing about it anyway.
Always hear these people always talking something, but
Biden's son there. You know he's a goddamn crook. Nothing's really being done. And Biden should be out of office. He should be impeached.
Why?
Making money on the side. Hey, you got a name for it, but I don't remember it. Been too long ago since yesterday.
Wow, see, that's what happens when you smoke.
Yeah, I love it though.
I'm smoking right now. Because you know what? That's what you got to do in the apocalypse.
Well, everybody should light up.
I get stoned in
For
the
real,
apocalypse.
everybody should.
Because that's where we are right now.
Here's one thing: people getting out of prison. Oh, I'm not gonna smoke pot, man. They're gonna get me for that. Nope. You ain't going nowhere.
You think that's why I'm not smoking?
No, you're not smoking because of your job.
I wouldn't smoke.
I don't even get dropped where I'm at. If I wanted to smoke weed, I could smoke weed.
Right.
Like there's guys that smoke weed at my job. Well, I work at a little shop. I work at a job shop that's owned privately.
Private.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that I just, I do it because, because I'm a Christian. But apart from that, I mean that's really the only reason. That's the only reason why I don't smoke pot.
Because you're a sister.
No, because I'm a Christian.
I just smoke because you know what? 'Cause I've always done it. I always smoke pot. I don't drink. I don't smoke cigarettes.
I was hearing Jake the Snake. You guys remember the wrestler Jake the Snake?
I remember he was getting back to normal, getting fixed up and stuff with that other guy there.
DDP.
The other wrestler guy.
Yeah,
there,
Diamond Dallas Page. I've been listening to his podcast. I didn't know he had a podcast, right? And he tells some phenomenal stories, like how you tell stories. He's got phenomenal stories.
I like Jake the Snake.
And
I like all them guys. They were all thrilling back in the day when I watched them wrestling.
I brought him up because of it. I was thinking about because of the drinking, but now I'm like, man, scratch that. Listen, he's got some stories. Huh?
He was doing, I think, a bunch of drugs.
He was doing a lot of heavy drugs, man. I don't really want to talk about the drugs he was doing because he get like bad kind of
Dude,
the crack and all that.
Dude, check this out. It's really weird. You talked about the wrestling, like,
yeah.
Man, it was some years ago. I was like watching. I don't watch TV, and I haven't watched TV for years and years. But like one of the last times I like turned the TV on one time, and wrestling happened to be on. It was the most amazing time because they had like a bunch of those people came back on, like Jake the Snake, Roddy Piper. He was there. Frickin' that other guy, dude. And it was like really cool, man. And all of a sudden, they were just all gone. But it was cool because like it was like I just happened to catch it. You know what I mean? Like I haven't watched it for so long, and I was like just thinking about that like days before, like how I wonder what them wrestlers are up to or what they are doing, And all of a sudden I turned the TV on, and like a couple minutes later, all of a sudden wrestling comes on, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, dude, what's this? It was awesome,
dude. They're just like dropping like flies. But I brought him up because the stuff that he's saying. For one, when I listen to him, I see that he's selling. He's selling. He's out to make a buck, but he's got stories. He's got some good stories.
Some money,
man. That's how I look at it. Like he wants to make some money. But like it's not like he's trying to. But I see it. Like I pick it up. These little things and not the things that aren't so little. Like you have a podcast and he's like, hey, Ed, how about those greens, right? A1 greens. Man, when I eat those A1, I'm thinking, dude, you're taking the health stuff, but are you doing cardio? I don't know, maybe he is, but I bring it up because I said, man, Netflix could pick up a story on his life and do episodes. Like he fought against Muhammad Ali. He tells a story about a guy that was impersonating him, had sex with a chick, on her honeymoon, left her, took all her money, come to find out she was mob related. Then there was a mob hit out on his life because they thought he was the guy. And he's like, no, it's somebody impersonating me. And Vince McMahon got involved. And he starts telling these stories about Andre the Giant and the world's largest turd. And big
Oh, man, I heard about that too, dude. Hulk Hogan talked about stuff like that too.
You know, these guys in the 80s, man, you talk about wild times in wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
But I thought I was going to, I even went on his website because he talks about if you buy something, I'll give you an 8x10 photo signed by me. And I'm like, man, I was thinking like, why not? I'll check it out. But man, a lot of that stuff to me, like he wanted like $70 for this and $70 for that. I mean, what I thought about buying was a wrestling buddy, like the Hulk Hogan here. Because if you remember, Andrew, I had bought Andrew 18 of those guys. He had doubles of Macho. He had triples of Macho Man, Hulk Hogan. He had doubles of Ultimate Warrior, but he also had Jake the Snake. And I looked on eBay because I was like, you know what? I'll just buy an original. They wanted, like, the cheapest one was $140. When I bought that lot for Andrew, the total for 18 off of 2 lots combined was $500.
Holy shit, man.
And now these guys individually, dude, hundreds of dollars. If he had the Road Warriors, I think he had doubles of the Road Warriors. If you had those Road Warriors today, you're talking at least like $300 for the set, at least. Buku bucks, man.
Yeah.
All right, back to the economy.
Foreign language to me.
I know.
What you talking about, man?
It's not Herman.
The Crusher.
Yeah, I met the Crusher for real. Yeah, right, Milwaukee on North Avenue. There was my cousin, 2 of my cousins and a friend were in there in the bar, and we were sitting there, and he came in, and he was big. He was big.
Was he tall or was he just thick?
He's not tall.
He was thick.
But he was.
He
came in with a tire, and he said to Jack Hebert. Jack says, saying that's a bunch of bullshit. What you do and all that kind of stuff. He said, yeah. He said, wait. When it went outside, he came back with a tire, and he bent it and touched thread to thread, and then gave it to Jack here. And when that thing sprung open, it ripped his shoulders.
Ooh, that.
I tell you what. Yeah, and then I met his brother, too. His brother, he was a wrestler, too,
I know that they got
Bomb, or what do you call him?
I know that there's a bronze statue of the Crusher. You heard about that?
Yeah.
With a giant keg in one hand. Yeah. He's holding the keg like so. Ooh. Remember, we only get 15 seconds.
All right, that's it, buddy.
We only get 15 seconds. Got a baby, it's away.
Set up.
Well, what's been going on? You talk now, Bricks.
What I've been talking about?
Trump arrest.
Talking about the Hulk Hogan theme song. I think I heard somebody who's in bad shape, man. He's not doing well either.
Can't feel his legs.
A lot of these people are in bad shape, You got like Clint Eastwood. We haven't been hearing too much.
He's 90-something years old.
Yeah, he's going to be going.
They haven't heard from him. He wasn't out in the public for a long time, so he's on his way down. What's his name? Dick Van Dyke, 97 years old and still kicking around, going out and driving. He got an accident though. He got an accident.
Didn't he?
Yeah, and he wanted to take his driver's license away now. Wasn't even his fault.
At least he's got the money, though, that if he could hire a chauffeur.
He could do a Mary Poppins movie again. Dancing around Dick Van Dyke.
There comes a point, though, that, like I see people older, like this lady on the bus today, and you could tell, like, she's hanging on to that youthful look, but it's, you could tell also.
It's fading on her.
Yeah, so I'm looking.
People want to cling on to it. Why not?
But you come to a point where no matter how much you try to sustain it, and there's another person I've seen today, and that's Vince McMahon today.
Oh, my goodness,
His son
Vince
is taking over.
Dude, what happened? Dude, you got that mustache, but See, that mustache changed his whole look.
Made him look older.
I don't know. Is it just his mustache? I don't know. He doesn't look like the same person. He looks like
I thought his son
he looks
was
like some
taking
kind of
over.
like a one of them,
Well-
like a bad Bond villain or some shit. You know, like
People have commented like Walt Disney.
Walt Disney,
Yeah.
kind of Walt Disney.
I would say,
I give him props, man. He's rocking.
to
that
answer your
look.
question, yeah, I'm sure it's going to get handed down to
He got
his
that
son.
chiseled look.
Yeah, because
Right.
he's been on there quite a few times.
Been
in
on
the
there
ring.
over.
you know?
He grew up with wrestling. Like
Yeah.
literally, probably was like in the arms of Hulk Hogan when he was 3 months old. You know, that he's just born into it.
Wow.
The money. He went into that and money too, because that's a very, very. Look how many times that changed though.
Oh, you talking about like
The WW and WWE and
the WWF,
And,
WWE.
They got bought by whatever.
No, they're talking about.
Okay.
No, he's
about-
not selling, but he's talking about merging with the UFC,
merging with-
WWE. With
I
the
think
U-
that's a great opportunity right
But
there.
on the one hand, though, it's
Like,
real.
What kind of great entertainment are we going to get?
On the one hand, it's real, but on the other hand, it's fake.
It's
But
with
you've
fans.
got guys that want to cross and actually do something real, like Brock Lesnar. You know who Brock Lesnar
yeah,
is? He went into the UFC, but he was in wrestling. And he wasn't just somebody who decided to wrestle. He wrestled in high school and in college, if I'm correct. And he might even wrestled in the Olympics. I don't know. But
He was a baby. He wrestled when he was a baby. That guy.
he was wrestling. in his
Sure of
diapers.
it.
Wrestled that diaper off.
I'm sure of it. He was a little
Hey,
baby wrestling
it's
around.
real though. That's real. Because I remember hearing a story when he was in the incubator area in the hospital. He went and body slammed that little dude. Yeah, picked him right out of the incubator and slammed him right on the floor.
He was a baby. He was a baby. He was slamming another baby. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can get beat up.
I can't wait till I'm going
Walt
to be moving this
Chamberlain.
around.
Walt Chamberlain.
Wilt, not Walt.
Well, Wilt
Yeah.
Chamberlain. I don't know why he said Walt.
Because you're thinking about Walt
Disney.
Disney sitting on your lap.
Well, Wilt or whatever his name is there. He's huge. He's a big guy, but he's an asshole.
He's dead.
I don't care what he is. He's
Oh,
still an
man.
asshole. You know,
Holy crap. You know him
he was. He
personally.
was. He came into World of Wheels,
Ooh.
and this little kid wanted his autograph, and fucking got into a little kid's face and told him to get away and all kinds of shit like that. I looked right at him and said, "What the fuck is this shit? Give him fucking your name, shit. You know, it's a little kid. Ain't gonna hurt. Or you got a busted finger or something. You want to injure that, you know?" He looked at me like that, you know. You look down at me, and I looked way up at him,
Yeah.
and didn't say another word, and I just walked away.
Did he give the autograph?
Yeah, I got the kid. Little kid got the autograph. No, I made him feel like an asshole.
I'll tell you what, he
You
made Arnold
saved the
Schwarzenegger look
day.
like a kid. There's a photo of him and Andre the Giant because I guess they were in Conan the Barbarian, the movie.
Oh, I seen that. I seen that photo.
You see all that. That's why I only
Wow,
care.
them
Like,
dudes are huge, man.
yeah, and Arnold. Now think of all the hours of life that he invested into building his body up. All it did was make him wide, didn't make him tall. And those two guys were towering over him and made
They
him look
were
like a kid.
ginormous dudes, man. Like they were like
Who's
on
that?
top of the world.
Andre
like,
the
looking
Giant.
guys,
Oh, yeah,
man.
And
Giant,
Wilt
yeah.
and Wilt. Now I'm saying
Well.
Walt. I'm saying it now.
There you go.
Hey, all right. Chamberlain. That's all you got to do.
Your brain
Chamberlain.
farts are contagious, man.
I couldn't think of his name all the way in myself. But yeah, Abdul-Jabbar.
I'm sure you met him because being
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah, I met him a few times. But he was another asshole. But he's still alive. He's a live asshole.
He's a living, breathing,
Wow.
a
I didn't
living,
even know
breathing.
that.
Anybody that got money, why don't he invest in a black neighborhood? You know, you got all
I'm
that
not going to
fucking
say
money.
he's not, but
He's
I know
not.
that.
I haven't seen
I'll
it.
say this: I remember reading about it. He wanted to coach the Bucks before
Yeah.
they won a championship. They should have gave him the opportunity to coach the Bucks. That would have been so awesome. That's like, I think Robin Yount for the Brewers. He turned down coaching for the Brewers, but I mean,
Robin Yount.
like I'm like the same
I
thing though.
remember him.
Hometown
Paul
guys.
Monitor.
Who is the coach?
Oh, for right now it's Craig Counsell, who was the bat boy for the 82 Brewers. Did you know that? You know he was the bat boy for the 82 Brewers. So
he played for the Brewers.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I think he was even I'm sure I think he's a Wisconsin native. Like he was born in Wisconsin.
I don't know.
Wow.
But I know. I met him a few times.
Craig Counsell.
Yeah.
Where?
At the stadium.
Recent games.
Before the games, they were doing some kind of a work with Chad and them.
Oh, this is years ago. You're talking about the 90s.
No, yeah, it would be
80s.
It is 90s.
Okay.
That's when Chad was working with us, and him and what's name got a job working at the stadium. They're doing some kind of a drywall job in there or something, in the office or something. And I went up there and I sit there and I was looking out the window at the field and he's sitting there. I said, boy, that's a nice view. I said, why would somebody want to go down way up in the breed section here to watch the game? I said, you can sit up, you can see everything. You can see everybody down there. You can see everybody in the field.
I just watched it on TV.
And he starts laughing. He said, yeah, this is a good place. But he said, it's a place where you eat, and then when you're done eating, you got to leave. He said, that's what this place is.
That sounds like straightforward.
Yeah, and that's what it was. It
Damn,
really was.
You
know?
Wow.
Dude, I talked to a coworker of mine. He went to a Milwaukee Bucks game. And I guess it was one of his kids' birthdays. So it was him, the kid that had the birthday, and the brother to the kid, it's another one of his sons. And he told me, he said he spent over $100 and some bucks for a nosebleeding seat at the Bucks.
Yeah.
And he said, I remember when those tickets, some same tickets, he said, I had an old ticket stub when I was in high school, which would have been in the 90s, but he was like, those tickets were like $25 maybe. I get that they're a winning team right now. What I couldn't understand is, which I could understand, but man, I'd have been like, look, we're gonna watch this game at home. Yeah. I'll rather, but I can't. Maybe I wasn't in that shoes. I probably would have went ahead and spent the money he spent. But I know one thing: I've done it once and not done it twice. I'm not gonna be throwing hundreds of dollars, and I get paid by the hour. Now, granted, he makes way more than I do. But I'm not throwing my money away like that. I throw away my money enough as it is. Like if I get off of work and I have to go, I want something quick to eat because I've been gone for over 8 hours. But I take the city bus. So when it's said and done, like today before starting this show, I hadn't stepped foot in this place since 5:20 this morning. Typically I leave before that, even at like 4:40 in the morning. So I've been gone 12 hours already before coming back here. So I'll grab something that's already made on the way home. About the only place I don't go is that taco truck off of 13th in Oklahoma. But I've been tempted to do that too. It's just that I don't like to go. I don't want to buy from the place where they don't advertise the prices. They just advertise the meal. That's like expensive
You got
restaurant.
prices on them.
No, not over here. Not this vendor, this taco truck.
No.
But I know one thing, I get something on that taco truck that I won't find in the store, even on the Hispanic Monterey Market. Monterey Market over here.
Yeah.
Like I'll get tamales if I get anything.
Oh, wow, yummy.
That's all I could get.
Get some yummy stuff, man.
Tamales?
Mm-hmm. I wonder what my wife would make.
How's the planes, dude?
Dude, I was flying. You remember you were talking about like that I was flying them in that wind. I was flying them in the wind yesterday, and when the wind came, I was playing with the wind and going up, and then I'll just shut it down, and then it'll just go real fast with the wind, and then I'll crank it on real high so I can turn, and I just kept doing that, and I go the other way, then I crisscross to see if I can hit through the wind.
But
what? Today I couldn't do it, only for a little bit, and it was so windy. It was impossible for a flight.
Did you post today?
No, I didn't post any videos.
When's the last time you posted something?
4 days ago.
You want to play a post?
What do you mean?
On the podcast, I can pull it up.
No,
I've got your life, Mike. This is your life.
No.
You don't want to watch any of your work? You don't want to showcase any of your work?
No, not really.
Well,
it's a silent one.
No, don't touch me.
I don't know.
My private square.
It's not really excitement kind of to me. Yeah. I don't
Hey,
know.
the one with the UFO though, like that
That is crazy. I've seen
well,
that weird stuff, man. It was
paranormal
happening.
orb.
Yeah, stuff. It swallowed up the jet and spit it back out. I don't know. You know what? I been practicing. That's all. I've been practicing. I took the blue Corsair that I got, F4U, 850 millimeter or 800, whatever it is. I think it's 800 millimeter. I was throwing that sucker around, and that was pretty fun, propeller plane. And then I thought I was recording it, and I forgot to press play or press record on the camera when I was doing the landing, but I landed upside down. So I was like getting better at my landings. I'm getting better at the landings. See, this time instead of doing the three tip landing, I actually landed, flat but upside down. So I'm getting closer. So the next time, I'll be able to land. Didn't mess the plane up.
Can I just
you always got to remember, keep the nose up.
You go ahead.
Can I just show your work and without your permission? I do. I think people would love to see that. Dude, you got viewers. There's people that like that stuff. Go
ahead, show them.
I told this. You know what? I said this. I brought it up to my boss.
Don't do it.
Yeah, right.
I brought up.
I like that. I put that little camera on there. Was really thrilling to.
Bear with me. I gotta be real quick though about this because I got something going on. Oh no, I'll use this. What
you got there?
Okay, that's what kind of.
What do we got there?
Hold on. I was going to. There, that'll work.
You have something there.
Damn, dude. I'm telling you right now. I was trying to record the beginning of this episode, and the computer, the CPU was like on 80%, so I had to stop recording. We're streaming, but I was going to stream and record versus going back and recording what was already streamed. And it was like at 80%. So while you guys are talking, I'm like looking and I'm like, dude, I hope this laptop doesn't fry. Dude, I'm like, and then when I stopped the recording, I'm waiting for it to go down because I noticed it was affecting the frames per second. That was another thing too. It was getting choppy.
Yeah, it did. It had a pause in there, big delay, man. I was like, uh-oh.
And so I'm thinking, all right, it's still up though. It's still like between 70% now, but the frames per second are at 448.
Lucky.
Well, I mean, it's learning. All this stuff. Like as I go, I wing it, man. I've been winging it, and I have to. What is yours called again? What is your
RC Death Squadron?
That's with the slash, right?
RC Death Squadron with a dash in between, yeah, and a slash,
right there.
A slash, a dash, all that good stuff. I got to get my kids to fly a little bit more. They're just like slacking.
Well, Lane, he's basketball.
Well, I got his
He's
plane
on that
back.
court a lot.
Well, he wanted to go today, but it's windy. She said, Dad, you got my plane? You found it, right? I said, yeah, man, I got it off the roof. I just waited. I was flying my plane around, and I kept looking.
Let's watch.
Then I looked, dude, and it wasn't there. So I walked over and grabbed it. I was like, wow, I was amazed. It took like 3 days to get off the roof.
Let's see this body of work of yours.
What we got here? It looks like a drone. That Mini 3.
Oh, yeah.
The cheap one, the cheap ass Mini 3 one.
I take it there's no audio with these.
No, there's no audio. You just get this weird ass. I have that little tiny camera on my jet, works better, but I get noise. I get a lot of noise. This has like a choppy, like a delay kind of whatever they call that.
And you're doing it off of that camera you brought here today, right?
No, this is off of goggles and the camera that. Oh, this right, yeah.
It'd been really funny is if you'd had that plane going through the handles of the refrigerator door.
Won't fit through none of that. But this is pretty cool. Did I already get through there? Where did I go? There I am. Flying the drone is pretty cool, but I really like flying the RC jets. That little one right there, see it?
Yeah.
That little thing there's a little pusher one, but and I was flying that Corsair. And then I had a 50 millimeter one, and I went to go throw it, and then the freaking motor blew out the back of it. And I was like, dude, what the hell, man? This is a brand new EDF jet, 50 millimeter. I went to go throw it, dude, and I got some half throttle, and I went to go throw it, and it got like 3 inches out of my hand, and then I heard it make a noise. I was like, oh shit, and it blew out a piece of metal out the back of it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? Whoa, there we go. Right past. Ooh, right inside there. That's scary, man. I learned that there's those 3 different settings on there, which made it a little bit more easier. It's so rocky and so like, I don't know, man. I should get a better drone, hey? I was trying.
Dude, you should get a better drone if you're going to do something like you were talking about where like you're out in the woods.
I want to do like a race, man. Like a race. I like a nice race. Learn how to do one of those, get a nice race in one.
Dude, they got people who explore with drones, right? And the stuff that they pick up, man, you know, some people would say is BS, and I kind of feel the same.
That's that little.
Oh, that's it. Ooh, subscribe.
Yeah, a little drone there. That was pretty cool. I like this. Is the first time I think ever. Oh, that's at 5:30 when.
5:30 in the morning.
In the afternoon. We all went flying.
There it is. There's some audio.
And there was some times where like my wife or my kid, all of them, they would all, and even me, like I'd get trapped on that one side of this area that we're flying in, on the back part of it. See, that's the opposite part. Way back there. See back there where you can't really see, there's some trees and shit. But back there, you can get caught back there, and there's like the wind where the buildings are, and it sucks your plane, man. That little plane gets kind of like messed up and sucked up behind the trees.
We just
and you'll
shut the throttle off.
You'll float there if you ain't got enough battery power. So I always stay inside that rectangle, and I'll go like either low by the trees in front of them or on top of the trees, but on the inside always. And then there's that hill. I like doing vertical right up. See that hill?
Yeah.
So a lot of times I go real close to the ground and I'll come right straight up and do some cool stuff, but it's like.
Does that hill play a factor in anything with aerial or no?
Oh, for me all the time. I do the vertical off of it and I do like spins and.
You can't achieve that unless that hill's there.
No, I can achieve it without it. I just use it as optical. Something optically to see, I like that hill. So cool looking to me.
Let's see it.
I tried to film some stuff on it, and then the camera fell over. And I actually need somebody to be right there, just in case if it has to get over just a little bit. I want it to be nice and framed, but I need somebody to be there that's willing to not be afraid and let me come close to them and go up. And I want them, as I go up, they got to turn the camera and go up and see it from underneath and go up and do the spin. And I'll stop it. I'll do like I don't know what that's called, a hammer or whatever. It just goes to the side and I can come back down, or I can do like a flip over. It just depends on what you got on your sticks, whatever's going on. But it was so windy, I kept flipping around in the sky and it got really weird, man. But these are some good times. My kids were flying. They just caught on quick, like how to control it. My wife, she was zooming around. She loves that shit. I like it. I like flying around. I'm gonna fly one of my big EDF jets, man. But I wanted it to be warmer. But it's too windy today. I was gonna go out today with a Rafael and I was gonna record it. I was gonna see how good that was gonna fly around. But I have a whole bunch of different jets. F-22, I can fly that sucker. But I want it to be nice out. I have to find a place to fly it because that little park is it's just big enough for them little planes. And for me, what I feel.
What's the biggest plane you got?
Like
how long?
1100 millimeter or something, or 1700 millimeter. I forgot what it is. It's big. They got a big A10. Maybe it's not that big. I don't remember how big it really is.
So it's like a foot long? It's got to be like 2 feet tall?
No, it's big, long. It's got big, wide wings, long
25
wide by the tank.
I'm just saying 25.4 millimeters.
It's a double 64 millimeters. It has 2 engines.
Okay.
Wingspan, I say average about.
I didn't even put it together. I haven't put it together or
You should
nothing.
get above me, and then you should do
I
one
was
of
just
those
like,
arrows.
I don't know. I kind of want to sell it because I don't know if I really want. I want to buy something else and fly. Here's my wife right here. She's about to fly.
I thought her name was spelled with an A.
It is. She's sad. She was like, "What the heck?"
Here you go. Turn. Up.
I gave it to him or to her because
Are you sure it's your wife? It's not, I thought I read me again.
See, I threw it for her. Throw it up in the air for her, and I'll hand it to her because sometimes starting off, the jet like does some weird shit. I don't know why, but then all of a sudden it just works great, and I hand it over, and they can fly it all around. It's hard to start. I don't know. They're just so new at it, you know. They only flew like one time. They're already flying already, hitting the ground and shit.
Dude, too bad there's not wheels on those planes.
You can put them on there, but it just it's junk. Yeah, this is good for someone
Let's see, Austin, do you got the second magic?
who wants to learn how to fly a little jet like this, little pusher jet like that. They're fun,
That's why I
man.
offer you sunglasses.
I like the surfaces. They control real nice. You got ailerons and you got freaking the elevators.
Dude, if there was wheels that fully were functional, and you had landing gear, and you could get a strip, dude, that would be awesome, man.
It got wheels, but it doesn't have where they retract in them.
That's
but it just like
if you had like where you could retract
it just I don't know. It doesn't look right on it. It just looks better without it on there, and you just fly it around as fast as you can, or half throttle or whatever you're gonna do. You can do all kinds of stunts with it. You can shut it off. You can shut the safety thing off, and you can do all kinds of cool shit. I was doing that. I was showing Lane to take it off. You can shut it off, but you know you don't have to press the button and do the barrel roll. You can actually do it yourself. But you got to watch out sometimes because, man, at one time it wanted a dive bomb. I went to go like this, and it went right to the ground. It happened with the Corsair when I first flew it. I went to go throw it, and it had the safety shit on, and the fucker smashed in the ground, dude. I was like, oh man, dude. It had 4 propellers, right?
How much was it broke?
And it broke 2 of them off, but luckily it broke across, and there's 2 that were directly across. I go to Lane, I said, man, I can still fly this shit. He goes, really? I said, yeah, it had 4, but now there's 2, but it's right along, you know, right beside each other like this. So I started up, I said, dude, it spun nice. I threw it up in the air, and I, you know, I had that safety on, or for all that stuff, and I threw it up in the air, and I flew it all around. I flew it all around until I did a stunt. I tried to do that roll, dude, and it just went like this, and I got it to go back up, and it like, before I could flick the button all the way, it went wham into the header right into ground.
Oh, goddamn.
Dude, I would be like, see, that's why, for me, I'd be looking at, man, I just need the money.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, I'm saying for me.
I mean, I broke the propeller off, and it only cost $15, and I bought a new one. Yeah, it got a little scuff on it on the wingtip, but that ain't nothing, dude. A little purple paint or that blue paint, or just put some rusty looking color shit on it. As it gets its battle scars, you know, you can just make it look like a more real one or something. I don't know. I'm learning how to fly on it, you know. I gotta learn how to land on it because I got one that has
like you're winging
wheels.
While you're winging it.
I'm winging it while I'm winging it. Yeah, dude, I don't know how to do none of this shit. I'm just doing it, man. I watch somebody else do it, and they're flying around. Why can't I do that same thing? I don't know how
It's
to
like
play
this
video games.
podcast, people.
I
We're
know
winging
how to
it
play- I know how
just
to
to
play
wing
video
it.
games.
We're miking it
That's
just
what
to
it's like.
mic
It's like playing a video game. And then when you got the FPV and shit on that little ass tiny jet, dude, I put that little camera on there and I was flying around. Dude, that is something else, man. That is just. It feels so cool. I just want to get the digital camera. I have one, but I'm working my way up. You know, I have like a better other camera that I'm going to use next for on these bigger jets that I'm going to start flying around so that people can enjoy. You know, looking at a big jet, because that little tiny thing right there, it's fun to fly around that sucker, man.
I'm flying too now, dude.
I know. I was like flying in. What is it? I was flying in like 15-mile-an-hour winds.
I'm talking about the mouse
And then
cursor.
that day was like 11s and 12s and stuff like that, 10 or
You are
whatever.
natural.
Yep, she's
Look at you
natural.
go.
Dude, she
Look at that.
crashed the
Remember
other day
you were
before
having
that.
a
This is her
little bit of a
second
hard
time.
But look at you now. Yep.
This is her second
Oh,
time.
watch out for them trees. Come more this way. Up. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I said up before, and she
man.
pressed up on the stick instead of down on the stick, which is up. And I forgot to say that, you know, like
there
that's
you
what
go.
it is. But she flies really well, man.
Oh, it's hard to get
She
her.
has so much fun.
There she is.
Ooh, there it is. Look at that sucker, hey. That was me. I was trying to get it. I was trying to film it. You know who does a really good job? Lane does a good job when it comes to like doing this. Cause
Are you gonna fly your Ken? Are you gonna fly your what?
It goes backwards.
his drone got hit by a solar flare.
Did it?
Yeah, because mine did too.
What?
It won't go forward. It's on the ground.
Mine's grounded. It just gets sucked to the floor. It wants to get pushed to the floor. Everything's reversed. Everything got weirded out. And then I bought a new one, and I went to go get that jet off the top. Oh man, my kid, he was flying the jet, got caught in the danger zone. Oh, right there. See right there in the back of those trees, those buildings. Land jets get sucked on top of that building over there if you go behind those trees.
Then after that,
no,
man.
I got them back.
How the hell did you get them off that building?
The wind blew them off. I just kept going back every day.
Dude, all right.
I was flying at the park every day anyway. I just looked. Dude, I was at the park that day. I was flying around, and I looked. I said, wow, it got further down. And then the wind shifted, and I was flying around, and I had one more battery. So I was flying around, and I moved where I was at, and I went to go look. I said, oh, shit, there it is. I landed the jet. I ran over there and grabbed the other one. I was like, dude, I can't believe it, man. I got that jet back, too. But Austin's jet, his jet got caught on the side. There's Austin. He can fly, too. But you get sucked up in that part. There goes a big jet I'm going to fly later. Here goes the earlier one. It's flying that stuff in the backyard.
You know that? This is good. This is good.
You're advertising? That right there, that's the camera.
Is it?
That's not our sponsor.
Yeah, I crashed that sucker a bunch of times, man. Look, the shit's fucking real, dude.
With the blueberry in it. Blueberry in it?
I glued that sucker back together,
Good.
and I went back and I flew that fucker again. And then I crashed it.
Hold on,
flew
you
it
two.
4 times.
We should have
Every
played this
time.
video first. This would have been the intro.
There I am. I'm gonna fly that big fucker later this summer. I got the what is that in the back there? The lights. This shit looks cool as shit. Got some pancakes, yeah. I liked it that day. It was nice breakfast. I wish I would have cleared up data, but I didn't know how to do none of this stuff. I just threw it together. There we go.
So you said the ghost is on the left side of the photo? This is one of those ghost photos?
Yes.
They got demon eyes. Look at everybody. No.
There it is. You hear that sucker? Nice, fresh, new one. That's what they sound like when they're new. Real high-pitched, good sound, real fast. But then I put that bigger battery in there, and then you can put the camera on it. And boy, oh boy, that sucker just is, like I said, man, the FPV stuff, I thought that would be more bigger. I don't know.
So when Russia attacks America, my brother will defend us.
Yes, I have a lot of different jets. I can defend everybody. I got F-22s. I got 2 of them.
Think of the gamers.
I got the new one that came out.
Hey.
For Motion RC. I got yet to fly that one. I flew the other F-22, the first one. That sucker just like floats really nice. It just wants to be in the air. It's like,
think of the gamers from the 80s and the 90s. Oh, the gamers from, let's say, 2000. What am I thinking? 80s and 90s. And they're the ones that could be, like, maybe very well be manning those, what are they called? The unmanned, what are they, probes or whatever?
probes.
That the military has.
Oh, I don't know.
Them unmanned aircraft drones.
Oh, the Predator drone ones? Or those little
Well,
tiny.
whoever's manning them.
They got like little helicopters, man.
Whoever's manning them, I'm sure that they're like big. Well, I'd assume that they'd be like big time gamers, man.
Dude, there's a lot of people out there, dude, that could. I'm gonna have more fun later on. I've just been practicing so much, like I said, dude. I'm gonna have a little obstacle course with the hula hoops. I'm gonna fly that little jet through. We're gonna have a contest. Who can go through the hula hoop the most? We got 3 times. You got 3 lives. You know what I mean? You got 3 lives, dude. If you go through a hula hoop and then you bust your shit on the other end, and get your ass back up, you still get that counted, but you get 2 lives left. You know, get 3 of them at least. You know, because I know no one's perfect. Not even me, man. You know, I'm just gonna get it because, like I said, I don't know if it's skill or if it's luck, dude. But I get away with it.
So, have you heard about this term called TERF?
What's this?
It's a biological woman is being called a TERF today.
That is some strange shit, man.
I thought I was hearing turd at first.
They just want to just change the language.
You know what they're called? They're called
It ends up
birthers.
changing the meaning.
They're calling them birthers now.
It's not what they are. That's a woman.
They're called birthers. You know what I was thinking? Well, what are you
That's
going to
a
call a
woman.
man then? What is a man called?
A man.
Yum.
A male.
How about this?
Him.
How about
Opposite of female of the
E.
species.
if they're going to call women birthers, and there's many others, but the one that comes to mind is birthers. They can call men
Dickers.
Cedars.
seamen.
Semen.
Get it. Seamen.
Donators.
I
They
think
probably won't even.
They'd be seamen. They have seamen and they're men, and so they're seamen.
I don't know. That transgender thing should remain in a closet. That should never been brought out like that. It's so sad, that little kids are being by their parents too.
They're being
Even some of their parents
manipulated
even.
and,
Okay.
Dude, did you look
They're
up
getting
that?
cheated out of their childhood with
Yeah.
some.
Have you
bullshit.
guys? Have the two of you heard about that? About a person whose name is Jazz?
No, I didn't look, man.
Oh my
Jazz
goodness,
was-
dude! I came across it because I was going
that?
on YouTube,
Who was it?
and it's someone who was born biologically I want to just look up the video. But you want to hear the story from the person himself?
Sure, why not? Bring us there. Just like you brought. little
Bring me
jets
to
in there.
your.
I like flying, man. I'm gonna do some scary shit. I just got to get myself all into it. I got to do a lot of practice. So the summer is here. Couple more weeks.
Oh, dude.
I seen this one tunnel that was in the ground, dude. I wonder if my jet would be able to fit inside of it, that little one with the pusher. And I walked up to it and I looked, dude. I could fly inside there, but I don't know how. I know how I would get it back. I would have to take and go by, a little a radio controlled crawler and go get it. From inside the tunnel. I was seeing if I could take my camera and I could fly my jet and go inside that tunnel and see how far I can get inside the tunnel before I would crash.
Dude, this is crazy.
What do you got there?
This is Jazz Above with Matt
Here we go.
Walsh.
Okay, yeah.
But here's somebody who said, I'm trans and regret my surgery. My vagina closed.
Oh my God, dude.
Dude, I remember Real Sex on HBO?
Look.
You'd have these people, they were cab drivers, and people would tell them their stories, right? And they would be recorded and replayed. And I remember there was this guy and this chick, and come to find out that the chick was actually a dude that became a woman. And he was like, well, what do you do if it closes? And that guy that was being a chick said, oh, I always walk around with a dildo in me to keep it from closing. Now you got this person who said that it closed, man. Now this person, 11 years old, and became a transgender at the age of 11.
They commit suicide later.
Well, I don't know. This person,
There's a high percentage of.
they do. I'm not saying they
of it
don't.
happening.
They're talking about the people with the shooters that, and I'm not alluding, but I'm saying that they're saying that men wanting to be women and women wanting to be men, and by taking injections, creating hormonal imbalances in their
Holy
bodies.
shit, dude.
It's like roid rage, like steroids.
Rage. Oh wow, the chemicals in the body make a rage out of you. Mess with your chemicals, man, because it just tells you your body shouldn't be doing it.
And the thing is,
Just be happy, man. Just find something. There's stuff out there, man. You don't have
this
to do it
guy-
to such an extreme.
dude, if this was a chick,
Get into a club.
this guy really could pass as a woman and sounds like a woman. That's the thing. It's like he has a feminine voice. It's mind boggling, man.
Some go through that operation in their throat there, change it.
Yeah, they have. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on. A lot of with the hormones and stuff can lighten it up quite a bit. It depends on how young these people are too. When
Well,
That's why they're going after the kids, because they know that if they're younger, they have a higher percentage of creating. You know what I mean? The outcome is like
you guys
more
want
perfection.
Dude, here's something. They play this on Alex Jones. This is the first time I heard. First time I ever heard it was, and the only time I ever heard it was on Alex Jones. I think could have heard it on probably another platform, but listen to the lyrics to this song.
Let me hear this stuff.
As we celebrate Pride on the progress we've made
Oh
over
my
these
goodness.
past years, there's still work to be done. So to those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it. You can keep him from disco, warn about San Francisco, make him wear pleated pants, we don't care. We'll convert your children. We'll make them tolerant and fair.
At first I didn't get why you'd be so scared of us turning your children into accepting, caring people, but I see now why you'd have a problem with that.
Just like you worried, they'll change their group of friends. You won't approve of where they go at night to protest. Oh, and you'll be disgusted so gross when they start finding things online that you've kept far from their sight. Like information. Guess what? You'll still be alright. We'll convert your children, yes we will.
Reaching one and all, there's really no escaping it.
Cause even grandma likes RuPaul.
And the world's getting kinder.
Gen Z's gayer than Grindr. Learn to love, learn to vogue, face your fate. We'll convert your children. Someone's gotta teach them not to hate. We're coming for them.
We're coming for your children.
We're coming for them. We're coming for them.
Someone's probably turning into
Scary shit.
Someone's probably tuning into this right now. Like, what the fuck did I just step in?
It has that good. I like this.
We'll work to convert all their sisters and brothers. Then soon
Man, you got it. Get the people with the music.
You know, so I only see dudes.
Standing by our side.
Right.
Get on board and hurry.
You done?
It's crazy. Actually, I feel like I said, we're in the apocalypse. This is it, man.
We're living in those days, people.
Man, it's here. It's like, wow.
And I know Ken never imagined that he would ever see something. You can never imagine this would be happening today. Not in your lifetime. Matter of fact, I bet you're like, I'm in bizarro world.
Why do you
It's like
think I'm growing my hair long?
when I came on.
We never even knew we existed.
Daddy.
We never knew gay people even existed. You know?
I had somebody try to tell me when it comes
my
to drag
goodness.
queens and libraries that always happened. I said, no, it didn't. I said, that's just recently. I said, that didn't happen 20 years ago.
No,
And she said,
it
oh,
didn't.
yeah, it did. You just didn't hear about
I was
it.
always in there. I was in the library a lot when I was a kid because I know what I wanted to stay out of trouble, and so I read a lot of books when I was a little kid. I go to the Forest Home Library over there all the time, and have nothing over there like that. It was always shh, shh. It was always like, wow, that's so awesome. But I was like looking around. There's never nobody there next to me, but I'd really like something. I'd be like, wow, this is cool, but I'd be loud and I'd look around. I'd be like, oh man, you know, when they're to share it with, there ain't nobody there that was. I knew
When the parents start telling their children You know, like this little kid came out of the bedroom and he said, "Ma, you know, I don't know if I'm a girl or if I'm a boy." Wow. She says, "Oh, you look kind of like a little girl." That kid grew up thinking he was a girl. You know, he had all this female shit done to him and that stuff, and 6 months after all that shit happened, she committed suicide. She knew she fucked up. You can't make those decisions at a young kid. You can't make that decision at 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years, and on and up. You're
Well,
gonna
that's
be
the parents
21
making those
years
decisions
old.
for that child.
Well, if you want to be whatever the fuck you want to be, but stay in your own fucking backyard. Don't bring it to me. You know,
or don't force people to accept
yeah,
to say your
what I'm saying.
pronouns.
Well, they accept shit that, you know, it's like, come on, man. You got like 99% of everybody else, and you got like this small percentage, like tiny dot of a person saying a bunch of shit, and it looks like it's everybody. It's that fake ass shit, you know, the 2,000, 3,000 people. Or maybe it's more now. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, you know. It doesn't seem like it to me. Look at
But a group
look
of
at the, look
people
at the beer. Look at the beer company there.
1,000 people telling
Look at the beer company. Do they
33,000.
choose that chick and then
That dude,
the guy?
yeah.
You know, Dylan. You know.
You got 1,000 out there saying this is good. 1,000 now against 333 million.
Yeah.
Telling you that. Well, what's wrong with the other 33 million fucking people or whatever it is out there? Why don't they say stuff? Start getting out there, and that ain't right. It's not.
People are busy working. A lot of people are just working,
I mean,
man.
they can be whoever they want to be.
Struggling.
Really, you can be whoever you
they ain't
want to be.
thinking about none of that.
But God dang it, don't go advertising and putting it out like you know you're getting shit on.
They're making money. They're trying to make everything into a profit on that gay and lesbian and all that. It's all about money, dude. It's not even about the people, really. It's just the money, dude. How far they can push the money. Because look at, it even shows it. Like, look at this, the Dylan guy. You know, he got beer. And then that just turned into shit. Everything that's booked, you know. It just
People
turns to
boycotted
shit,
that beer so quickly.
They did. They were like, "Fuck that shit."
Oh yeah.
Kid Rock shot the beer.
Yeah,
like,
I
fuck
used
that
that
shit,
machine
man.
gun.
That was, you know.
You shot it all up.
Too bad somebody had to buy that beer.
Then they had that big roller running over all them cases.
I didn't catch that one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're really pissed off. People that work there and everything. A lot of people are quitting, and
There's a guy that was that's a vendor.
Oh, I see that video.
Yeah,
You're not making nobody's buying none of that shit, man.
Said he's hurting his family.
What happened to Budman? You know, something cool, a cartoon person.
The Budman was pretty
Some
cool.
kind of shit, you know, the real gimmicks and shit like that. They forgot, dude. These newer people, man, they have like, dude, what happened to these people that had imaginations, dude, to make like these cool things, you know, like this garbage shit, man.
Well, the CEO.
Where's the horses kicking the football across the between the electric lines, the electric pole lines? You mean like the old Bud, the frogs that would say Bud?
Yeah, we know a good Budweiser would be. Like
Where's
the
Puppy
guy
Bowl,
falls
dude?
down. The guy falls inside of a crevice inside, like out in a pasture, and then the horse comes back with a rope. Like that would be cool.
Or how about Bud Bowl?
Pulls them out of there.
Remember when they had the Bud Bowl during the Super Bowl? Like that was something that people. That was a commercial. Those were like commercials that people waited to see.
It's like garbage now, dude.
I didn't watch the last 2 years. The last two Super Bowls.
And satanic shit all over. Like people just getting butt fucked by Satan and liking and jumping around. Weird shit. Twilight Zone. Are you in the Twilight Zone?
Hey,
That's how I feel.
break
I'm
all
high
that
as
away,
shit,
all
man.
that kind of stuff gone away right now.
Really?
I want to put this out to the best president we ever have, Biden.
man.
Come on, Biden. Well, nobody says anything about Biden, buddy. Biden.
I deleted the
damn it.
cricket sound on the
Finger.
soundboard so I would play it.
Look, I like Biden. I like him. You know I like him? I like his sunglasses because I dig sunglasses. I like his sunglasses. I like him. I think
Erica, and then we can all go. Yeah.
I think
You know?
that things are
That's
just
how he
going the wrong
talks.
way, man.
He mumbled through his goddamn. He had that speech there.
Hey,
And he got mad. He got mad. He looking at the telecom. You know, he got really pissed off because he couldn't say the words.
I'll tell you what, I heard off of Alex Jones, Judge Neapolitan or Neapolo or something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking ice cream. Neapolitan.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? Don't be surprised if Biden runs a second term.
He is. He's running.
And
he's going to beat Trump.
And they dump Kamala Harris, and he picks up Hillary to be his running mate. And then he said, and they win. I won't say how, but they said, and they'll win the election because you got some stuff you can't say. And so he win the election, and then he steps down. Hold on, and then he steps down, and Hillary becomes president.
Shit. Yeah, that could work like that.
And so that Judge Neapolo, or I'm just gonna say Neapolitan every time. But he said don't be surprised if that happens.
That's going to happen. Anything can happen. They say that he's going to run. That he's running, but like you said, he's going to dump. You know, Harris, she ain't nothing. Just a laugher.
We're not eating any of these.
Oh, yeah, they're just for the podcast.
You don't want no M&M's?
What are they?
M&M's.
Nuts.
Chocolates. Just regular chocolate. No nuts.
All right.
Only on my fingers. My hand was sweaty. I dried them off.
Yeah, no nuts, just ovaries. Close the bag.
Yeah.
Where were you? Raised in the barn?
I was raised outside the barn.
I'm hungry.
My mother said, "Don't shut that door." So we never did.
Oh, I got the munchies now.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, with Biden, what's going on? That's why he's spending trillions and trillions. He don't care because he knows that we're going to go to social credit. He knows that. So he's going to spend all the money he can spend.
It's just a character flaw.
Take Ukraine. A couple more $1 billion worth of equipment over there. That ain't no good. Fighting a war that's not even ours.
Fighting a war that's not going to be won by Ukraine. They've lost too many. They've lost too many soldiers. There's too like. What? Too bad they didn't build up the border when they seen Russia in Crimea. Too bad, they didn't, instead of not doing anything, just think, because it was built up to be just Russia running military drills along the border.
Yeah.
And instead it wasn't. It was an invasion. Too bad they didn't act then. And, Trump did say this. He said, when Biden was in office and when Biden and Obama was in office is when Putin did that. He said, when I was in Russia, Putin didn't invade Ukraine. And he was making a point.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Russia is Russia, man. That's a nuclear, that's a nation.
Well, what we're in right now is a proxy war.
Like Vietnam, in other words, right?
No, this is.
Well, because you had the communists that were supporting the North Vietnamese, right?
Yeah, they were doing that, but we were actually there in American.
So it's kind of like the roles are reversed.
A proxy role is no Americans are on the ground, on the battlefield. No Americans there. No Americans at all. And American is still supplying a country that has nothing to do with us. Nothing.
Okay.
Had no ties whatsoever. And we're supplying that equipment to them to defeat Russia. That's a proxy war.
Okay.
And,
well, I know that it was to stop communism from taking over Vietnam. And I know that America was but I know Americans were on the ground in South Vietnam and also supplying arms to the Vietnamese.
That could have been one. That war could have been won if they had the jet power. They just go out and bomb the fuck right out, and just like they did with
Afghanistan,
Iraq, and Syria, and do that. They could have done that, but they didn't.
Dude, I heard a horrifying story about Vietnam. You know how they would dig holes and they would go in those rat holes. Mm-hmm. Is that what they were called? Rat holes, whatever kind of tunnels these were called. there was two military guys.
Had to be a tunnel rat.
Tunnel rat? Yeah, and so they go into this tunnel, and
Short guys, small
they got
guys.
they got all the way to the back of the tunnel, and they saw these guys, these Vietnamese, and they were just sitting there, and it was this huge golden statue. He said, what was it? It was a golden statue or something. And they were just like in the dark looking at this golden statue, and they didn't even move for the U.S. soldiers. It was as if they weren't there. And they were so freaked out by it, by the scene that they saw. Well, they were supposed to blow up the tunnel anyhow, so they blew it up with those guys down there. Those guys just died in that state, like in some weird trance, staring at this idol.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
That's fascinating that all the like stories you hear from people that went down inside some of them tunnels. I don't really remember who, but I remember somewhere down the line hearing about a story about some guy that went down there, and I think there's a couple of guys who went down there, and one guy went one way, the other guy went the other way, and the guy's lucky he went that one way because the other guy, I guess, never came out, but he survived because he went that one other way. And there's a chance he would have went the other way instead or something. I don't forget how it goes, but that's some scary stuff, man. All that kind of stuff.
That war was bad.
Yeah,
really bad.
Under the ground,
dude. I would have just took a grenade.
Hey, check who you're fighting. Cambodians.
Spooky,
They're fighting the Cambodians.
Stuff, man.
And then Vietnam. Vietnamese, and then Chinese.
You were in Vietnam.
They're all the same.
You're a Vietnam vet, right?
I don't want to talk about that.
But you were in Vietnam?
Maybe.
Okay.
We don't talk about stuff like that. We only talk about what it was.
I would have took grenades and put it in the tunnels.
They took and they used to use that gas. They used to throw that gas container down in the holes, and they come out like rats, spinning in circles and everything, and then they shoot them as they come out, where they could have captured them as enemy, prisoners. But like I said, you can't win a war when you got millions of Chinese. And you got Cambodians and that coming at your ass, alongside the Vietnamese. You ain't. We had a friend that was over there, and he was a sergeant. His name was Cupkey, and it was during the night, and he comes running in, asking for fire, and they shot, and he killed every one of them that was there. They killed them, Cupkey. And all of them got killed.
Oh, wow.
United States casualty of war, they called it. And then when you go to Bangkok, Thailand, you go to Korat. Korat is a place where you do the toe tagging. You're put on these DC-10s, and all that kind of stuff, and the guy sits there and, get your dog tag and shit, and then he tag your toe. Put that ring around your toe and it there, and then when you get back to the United States and your homeland, they look at that and they say, okay, this guy goes this way and this guy goes that way. And was there and it was a big Air Force base. Korat was huge. They had enough jets there. They could have wiped out China at the same time, but they didn't. They didn't give them the firepower they needed because it was costing the war too much money. So they try to cut back on the money. And then the M16s that they had, sure, they are good rifles. You look at all wobbly, like, Mattel, made by Mattel, all wobbly. But for straight, man, you 1,000 yards, you can put in the target, you put it right between the eyes at 1,000 yards with that. But you shoot over 200 rounds out of that thing, and you got pops out of that thing. The fucking bullets go off automatically. The gun gets so fucking hot. Boom, 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 boom. It keeps it on fire all by itself. That's what was bad about the M16. But another good point about an M16, if you fell in the water with that bitch and you went in the water and you got to get out of it, you can dump that water out there. You can shoot that motherfucker just like nothing else. Another gun you couldn't do that with. Everything's wet. The primer, you shoot it, it'll go poof, and then the bullet sizzles down your barrel. You know, pop no kick they call it. Now there's a lot of shit that the M16. I shot the M1.
M1 great.
That mother dog was a big heavy gun, big old fucking bolt.
I seen one once. We had one in our armory.
Yeah, you sit there, you put it in a big bolt, pull it back, you put that big long fucking shell, big clip. You go out there and you shoot that bitch. You better make sure you got it in the pocket of your shoulder.
Really?
Because, boy, that's going to kick you fucking backward. Blam! Cool. Holy fuck. I said, boy, that's bad. Holy shit. But you could shoot all day long and not overheat them. You know? But they were monster guns. It's almost like the M1. Snowzer, what do you call it? Moser. That's got a good big old fucking knob like that. You pull that bitch, big lever back, big bolt back. Put that big long fucking 7mm shell in there. That's the one you sit against a tree to shoot. The guy says to me, I was at this bar in my hometown, and he says to me, if you shoot this gun, I'll give it to you. I was going to shoot it, and I looked at that big old fucking bolt, and that big bullet that was going in there. I said, holy shit, I'm not going to shoot that. Well, my uncle says, I'll shoot it, baby. He says, I'll shoot it. He shot it. He spun around in a fucking circle, dropped the fucking gun, and his whole shoulder was all black and blue.
Did he get to keep the gun?
Yeah, he got to keep the gun.
Dang.
Them now, they think they used those in World War II. In World War II and World War I. They used them fucking Mosers back in the day. The Germans, with that, they're fucking Moser too. They had the same kind of thing we had, Germans. Big old thing. I was an arms supply unit, right? And I was in control of all the ammunitions and rifles and motors, and the only thing I didn't have was the airplanes. I couldn't get no, had nothing to do with the jets. But anything that had to do on the ground, that was me. I had that. I would supply. We were on maneuvers, and you play war games, and this you don't have real bullets, but you got tracers. They shoot, little light goes off. Well, when you have that, you had that M16 with you, and you think fucking it's light. But when you do a 30-mile march, that fucking gun gets heavy.
Dude, hell yeah, it gets
that fucker
heavy.
gets heavy. Your backpack.
You don't have to go that far with that
78
thing.
pounds in your backpack.
Just having your arms always just constantly like this for a long period of time is what makes it tiring.
Put your strap around here like this. You put it on your shoulder like this.
I remember
the strap on here to hold it.
Sucker around, big dinosaur.
In that bitch, eh?
Big heavy dinosaur.
Yeah.
That rifle is so big.
Then I remember carrying the M60.
Shit, man.
I was carrying the M60 out to the field because I was setting up the field, basic training field. I was setting it up with all the targets and all kinds of shit, and with the ammunition. And you got grenades.
Yeah.
You had different kinds. You had the pineapple, and you had that smoothie, what they call it, the green monster. But the pineapple, that little squares now, all pop out and it explodes. Well, anyways, I would set all that up. I would set up the law. I set up the big tube things, set them up. You put them on your shoulder like this, put up your little finder mat, like that, and you press that button. It'll hit that tank, and it's like you missed it. You missed it. Awesome, about 28 seconds later, kaboom! That fucking top goes boom.
Wow, you exploded the planet.
Yeah, it could go through 2.5 inches of steel. It'll bore right there through that.
I was thinking if the sun fell and landed on his head right now, what he would say. He'd be like, mother.
Him in the lips.
Boom. That's a. But
yep.
Anything, like my uncle, he was in World War II.
Yeah.
And he'd tell us the stories about that place. About when he went to Paris and that, and freed France.
Wow.
He was telling me, he was telling me all about it, about all went on, and he was in Akosqua or something like that, Germany, where they were killing all the Jews and shit. He was outside that branch when he went and got all that opened up, killed everybody there. All those people ran, the guards and all that kind of shit. He said ran and that. He said there was people in you wonder how in the fuck are they alive? They're just bones, skin over bones, eyes all perforated out of their heads. He says, that's how bad it was, and how inhuman people get. And then I had another uncle that belonged to the CIA, and when he knew 7 different languages fluently, and the guy never went to high school. Lied his age to get into the military, but when he got in there, he was on the other side of the Berlin Wall when the Berlin Wall was there, and got one of the most wanted Nazi German military person out of there. Took him out. It was. Then my grandpa. He was in World War I. He was on a sub chaser. He said that was bad.
Chasing the U-boats.
Yeah, chasing submarines around and that. When they got hit and it caused a fire down below, and he went down. Nobody was going down. Nobody was going down to save the people that are down there. So he went down that hole and started dragging people up. Another guy went down and helped. He got the Purple Heart and the Medal of Honor or something like that for what he did. Well, he took it, threw him in the ocean. He said, if you don't get him, he did the same thing I did. But the general said, but you went first. He said he still went. You should get something out of it, and just threw it in the ocean. Said, the hell with it, and walked away. Yeah. Donnie Gillette was on the Gayland boat, you call it? Had 27 sets of twins. The Caliente oiler, fuel.
Yeah.
Jets, the boats run out of fuel and shit. They go out there and fill them up. And that's what he was doing. 27 sets of twins.
That's very interesting to have that all on there. I wonder what that represents for me.
I don't know. I don't know why that would be. Because I even asked Donnie, how come all twins? Donnie said, I don't know.
And this was U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I start hearing sets of twins, I start thinking of like Joseph Mengele and the things he would do, the experiments he would do on Jews that were sets of twins, like sewing them together.
Cutting them and then sewing their neck together.
Yeah, some weird.
Yeah, and then back to back.
Calling them angels.
Yeah, he just cut slits in their backs and then put them together, and all that skin grows together. They're stuck there.
Like human centipede.
Yeah, they had a weird ass fucking toe to take a shit, eh?
Oh my God.
Well, we're dropping frames here, so
We're ready. I'm ready. This is Mike.
This is Ken.
This is Rich.
Signing off.
From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Garbage can.
I don't know what we garbage can.
Yeah, we're in a garbage can.
Are we in a garbage can?
Yeah, in an alley.
Not quite in a garbage can.
Just calling my living room a garbage can. No.
Oscar the Grouch, man. we're broadcasting from inside of an old person's garbage can.
How about an old woman's purse?
You can get this cat. This weekend.
You got to get a big lipstick.
Get that leather smell.
You know that
funky old leather smell.
With some money.
You can get your cat this weekend.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
Hey, that cat is so cool.
When are you gonna bring it over? When are you gonna bring it over?
As soon as you get, I think got to be probably Friday because then it'd be sure. Right now it's just eating a little bit. You know what I mean? It's still sucking.
And you don't have like any Siamese cats?
That's like a Siamese cat.
In other words, you have a Siamese cat.
It's got no. I ain't got no Siamese.
You got any unique cats with like 3 ears or a really short tail?
There's the only one that's got the short tails is when you're going to get there.
Is it got short hair?
Yeah.
All right. I don't want no long haired cat.
It's a cute little cat. It is. I mean, and
he wants to see pictures.
It's how cats are when you first get them when they're kids. They kind of run and hide and scoop around on you. But when he's around here for a while, you'll see that.
I should have had that cat already. I know what's
get on-
going on,
he'll
dude.
get
You want
on
to
your
imprint
shoe.
yourself on my cat.
When he sits on your shoe,
yeah.
you can pick him up.
No,
Oh,
he's
it's already
imprinting.
sitting on
He's
his shoe.
imprinting,
Already on
dude.
his shoe. It's already on his shoe.
Yeah, already on.
It's already on his shoe.
Already kissed his lips. Already slept with him at night. Already has a nickname from the cat.
Mm-hmm.
You imprinted yourself on my cat. You defiled it. My cat's not even a virgin anymore.
I don't even know.
I wanted a virgin cat.
You know, I got my own pussy stash.
Oh, dude.
Right. Well,
I got 8 of them again. 8 cats again.
I was high as hell.
That's
today.
8, 9, 10, 11 cats, 12 cats all together. So
you don't have a plain black cat?
not in this bunch here. With Holly Molly, no. Holly, the cats.
He's got more kittens, but he hasn't seen them yet.
I know they're in the basement.
And you know what? And I think the possum is eating those little baby kittens.
Dude, that is crazy.
Why is there a baby
Holly
kitten?
Ma-
Why
no,
is there a
no.
possum down? It's a big ass possum.
If that would be Holly,
Why is it still there? Is
Melina wouldn't come up. Melina wouldn't come up if
it
was
still
that was
has like a
happening.
baby or two left. It just eats one every once in a while.
They don't eat cats.
You're gonna go down there one day. You're gonna be seeing that thing freaking munching it out like.
They eat carrots.
And it's just gonna freeze, dude, with it in its hand, and it's gonna be dead. The baby kitten needs to be the last one.
I don't think so. I think the
I'll
little
definitely
cats.
go find that little
I think the
kittens
little
and make
cats
sure
play
that there's
dead.
I'll make sure I would go find out that there's not just one little baby kitten.
But what if that possum is the daddy of those baby kittens?
No, it's not. Look, I gotta go, man.
Well,
See you later.
I'll find those little baby cats. So I'll find them.
Eaten by possums. That possums ate
Yep.
them.
That's very interesting.